Most people have a power drill sitting in their garage, but how often does it actually get used for anything other than driving screws? There is this little adapter from OCTAOR that tries to turn that basic drill into a dedicated spindle sander. And honestly, it is one of those ideas that makes you wonder why you didn't think of it sooner. It is essentially a handle and a chuck attachment that gives you a bit more control when you are trying to smooth out those tricky, curved edges on a woodworking project. The setup is pretty straightforward. You just pop the hexagonal shank into your drill chuck, and you are ready to go. What stands out, though, is the handle. When you are sanding, especially on smaller pieces, trying to hold a drill steady with one hand while maneuvering the wood with the other is a recipe for uneven edges. Having that extra grip makes a massive difference in stability. It feels surprisingly solid in the hand, not like some cheap plastic toy that is going to snap under pressure. Now it comes with two different rubber drum sizes, 1 inch and 1.5 inches. That covers most of the common curves you would run into on a scroll saw or a bandsaw. They include a handful of 120 grit sleeves, which is a good middle ground grit for general cleanup. The nice thing is that these are standard sizes, so when you eventually wear through the included ones, you are not going to be hunting for some obscure, proprietary replacement that costs a fortune. You can just grab a pack from the local hardware store and keep moving. Of course, it is not going to replace a heavy-duty stationary spindle sander if you are running a professional cabinet shop. You are still limited by the speed and torque of your specific drill, and you have to be mindful of your trigger control. If you go too fast, you might burn the wood or tear up the sleeve. It takes a little bit of practice to find that sweet spot where the drill is spinning fast enough to sand effectively, but slow enough that you don't lose control. Also, since it is handheld, you are relying on your own steady hand to keep the piece square to the drum. It is not a precision machine, but for the price and the convenience, it is a really clever way to bridge the gap. If you are tired of hand sanding curves and don't have the space or the budget for a massive floor standing tool, this little attachment is a pretty smart way to get the job done without cluttering up the workbench. It is simple, it works, and it saves a whole lot of elbow grease.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.